Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever missed the forest for the trees sometimes? So this past weekend, it was the Atlanta trip with the guys. Had an amazing time at Short Barrel. Got to see some great Braves games, but also got to spend some time at two of the three different locations for ASW. The Battery was very close to where we were staying, but I also had the Rick House tour as well this past Saturday. Well, 8 days when this video comes out. But when we were doing the Battery, there was something there at ASW I'd never seen before, which was Burns Night, and it's American single malt whiskey coming in at 92 proof. And I thought, I like single malts. It's not everyone's thing, but I enjoy single malts a lot. And I thought, it's a 92 proofer. We're just kind of getting ready, the day amped up a little bit. Let's go ahead and have a pour there. Something I've never tried. And I liked it so much I had to buy a bottle. And I'm like, man. So I thought, okay, maybe the bottle had been open for a while. It really had a chance to breathe because I got the very last pour out of it. But I'm going to get a bottle of this anyways. So I want to review that today. So, ASW, if you've seen the history on it, it started off with two friends that were, met at the University of Georgia. They kind of, when they were there, they wanted to experiment with some things, do some things there, and they decided, hey, we're going to go our own different ways in life, but they still kept in touch. And they decided, you know what, let's do something together. They wanted to bring rye kind of to the forefront again, do some different things for American whiskeys. They do bourbons and stuff like that too. But this one right here kind of captivated me. I like stuff that tends to be higher proof. And that's just kind of the way I'm built. But when I got the flavors on this, I said, man, let me check myself at the door and let me try this one. And so that's what we have here in the glass today. This here is the American Burns Night. It's an American single malt whiskey. It's kind of a light orange type of color on here. Get a coat the Glen, see what we get on the Glen. And this thing smells malty. I don't know about you as a kid, but I liked like the malted milkshakes growing up as a kid. And this note kind of reminds me of that. You get that strong malted type of thing. Like I said, if you're not a malt person, this is not going to be your thing. But if you like some malt, this would be one I would suggest you check out. It's not too high proof. It gives you something that's not going to burn you up, but an incredibly rich malty nose. And it's got this toffee type of nose. It's got sweetness that goes to it. That toffee maltiness that's going on there, it kind of overrides everything else. You get a little bit of vanilla in there. You're getting a little bit of the oak in there. But it is just so dominant that I was just blown away by it. I'm going to have to get this out to some of my people that are single malt people. I got to get a pour of this to Baker Drinks just to see if I'm crazy or if they like it too and they're just as crazy as me. Let's give it a taste on the palate on this, see what we got. Man. To me, this, like I said, I know it's only 92 proof, but it's got such a deep, rich, nice mouthfeel. I swear to you, it's like drinking a Heath bar for me. You get a little bit of the chocolate, that maltiness that comes with it. So it's almost like a chocolate malted shake with some Heath bar just kind of crushed up in it a little bit. And that maltiness is something that I really, really enjoy, and it's dominating the nose on this. Like I said, if you like malt, this is something I think that you're just really going to enjoy. It's almost got like a sweet peatiness to it as well. but it doesn't have that peatiness smoke when you drink it. But there's just something about that. It kind of gives you those Scotch notes that a American single malt will do. Yeah, I've sipped on this quite a few times now already, and every time I come back to it, it's like dessert for me. And I know that this is going to be specific to only a few, not a few people, but only a portion of whiskey drinkers. You have to like the malt. If you like malt, I have a feeling you'll really like this. If you like sweet and malt, you're going to be all over this. If malt is not your thing, Matt from Whiskey Wisdom, he's really not a big malt guy. He's going to think it's horrible. Someone like Major Zero or Baker Drinks, they're going to try this. I have a feeling they're going to go, dang, this is pretty dang good. But it just kind of surprised me that as close as it was to me in this area, that I never knew anything about it. Now, some of these offerings from ASW don't really make it out of Atlanta. They get snatched up and bought in Atlanta all the time. I learned about one through that Muffin Man the other day. It's called the Tidbits, where they do certain portions of the actual oak in there that gives it different colors, different flavors, and stuff like that. So they do some unusual things there. I actually saw something come out, talked about that they're going to have a hazmat malt coming up, single malt coming up. So I'm thinking about I need to maybe jump in on that because that could be a neat experience and a lot of fun as well. Certain times people talk about if they had like a melted Werther's or a melted toffee or something like that in their glass. This is what this reminds me of. This reminds me of so much of just candy in a glass with some malt. And it brings me back to my childhood a lot of times. You think about what were you doing as a child drinking alcohol, but no, I'm talking about just the flavors that you're getting off the nose on here. Because whatever you smell, you taste as well. And I get that like I said, I was a chocolate malt fan, shake fan as a kid, love toffee, and I'm getting all three of those. And those are the three dominating things on there. Now it's not super heavy on the finish. You're probably getting a medium light finish on this. I wouldn't even say super medium finish, but it's one of those drinks that keeps you coming back and you're having another pour, but you're getting the same thing again and again. And normally I like whiskey that's got a lot of diversity. I want something that goes from this to this to this to this. Or on this one, it's just kind of one of those treats where you just want to sit down and you want that consistency again and again. And that's what I'm getting on this. This is a super crushable bottle for me. Got a little bit of kind of like a white pepper on the very, very back of it. But again and again, it's a dessert pour. Man, absolutely loving this. By the time you're getting this video, I'll have had a great weekend doing church barbecue, slinging lots of meat. I'll do some videos on there too. We've done about a ton, literally a ton of pork butts, 200 to 300 slabs of ribs. I think we did 15 or 16 is what we decided on what we were going to do for our briskets. Did some turkey, corn, Brunswick stew. So everybody's got a good opportunity to enjoy some good stuff. Well, what's up, puppy? And my puppy just decided to come in here. So he came in to say hey, because he's missing everybody. What you doing? But man, what a fantastic pour. What a fantastic weekend it's been. NFL draft as well. I'm very excited about that. Hope all these young men get to go to teams and be very, very successful in the things that they do. I'm an NFL draft junkie as well, so I'll be keeping up with it on my phone as I'm doing the barbecue. Hoping my wife and her mom and her sisters have an amazing weekend doing all the things that they wanted to do as well. If you happen to be working today, I pray that your workday is successful. I pray it goes by fast and you bring great energy to your teams and they bring great energy back, because you spend so much time with the people you work with. I want you to have success and I want it to be enjoyable for you. When you get off, I hope it just dials it down a little bit so you can enjoy time with your family, your friends, or for yourself. Enjoying a nice pour, having a nice conversation, or even just sitting back and listening to some good music. Those are the times that you just need to recharge yourself and enjoy it, because you worked hard to enjoy these moments of your life. So thankful for our American military. You're always on duty. You're never off. Thankful for our doctors. I'm thankful for, our nurses, our emergency support systems, our police officers that are out there all the time. You guys are always working the nights and the weekends and the holidays. Absolutely appreciate everything that you do. Our truck drivers and farmers that don't get time off, people that are working off shifts and nights, people that are retired that have put in that work. You're what makes us being successful. And I'm very thankful for you all. Man, most importantly on this Sunday, all, cheers and God bless. I hope you all have an amazing day.